Oh, 18. Coach T here. What do you think about the word catch? So versatile, so many different meanings, so many different things to catch. Cold, catch up, to catch yourself mid-conversation, catch an apple, or a ball. With the massive versatility of the word, it really begs the question, how hard is it to catch? The common cold, not that hard. However, when playing catch, just how complex it is to properly catch. And that's a different story. I'm Coach T, and this is Behind the Ball. There are two basic principles to catching. The first one is tracking the ball. The second one is how you approach the ball. Now I want you to just look quick, and you may be coming back to this part of the video in due time. But watch how I catch this orange. Now, let's go to tracking the ball. So when you're catching, you're tracking, always. Your eyes always have to follow what's coming at you, to reference your hand-eye coordination, right? Now, a couple little things about tracking. Number one, when you're tracking the ball, or anything you're catching, the very first thing is going to be to pick it up from the moment you see it. Not just the moment it's thrown at you, or as it's moving. You want to pick the ball up as soon as you see it. So when I went to catch this orange, I tracked it from the moment I saw it in the person's hands before it even left to come to me. The second thing about tracking is going to be to keep yourself behind the ball, or again, whatever you're catching. Because you're seeing with two eyes. But if I were to catch the orange off to the side here, or off to the side here, well, my eyes aren't behind it. It's more difficult to catch than if I move my eyes in behind the ball. Because you can see the orange, I guarantee, a lot better here, or a lot better here than you can here. Following it to the glove. You want to make sure you see that ball all the way into the glove. Because if you take your eyes off for just a second, then you're going to be very off on your initial attempt at the catch. Number two, approaching the ball. Now, the biggest thing about approaching the ball is, first off, just like when we want to keep this behind, we want to keep our eyes behind the ball, we want to keep our body behind the ball, and we want to stay moving. So, you always have to have your feet ready to move, and you have to move them whenever the ball changes movement. So, when this orange, if it were to change direction, I would have to move my feet and my whole body. Now I'm in a chair, but it's on wheels, so I could roll over and get to here. If it's over here, I can roll over and get to here. Now I'm behind, I'm moving. The other thing is two hands. And the biggest reason for two hands, and we'll get into it into our next video on Friday, is going to be to make sure we catch with two hands. Makes it easier transition when we go to throw. And it's a lot more stability when you catch the ball. And the last point about approaching the ball is your body language. When I go to catch this orange, if I just catch it here, I have to adjust to throw. Now, if I go to catch this orange and it's coming straighter at me, I can make my turn as I catch it so that I can go to throw quicker. Again, we'll go over all that in our next video next week on throwing. Key things to remember: two hands, and to keep your body and your eyes behind the ball at all times. Now, I do understand there's a lot more and a lot more to this, and it gets more complex when you go into things like fielding or being a catcher, even fielding as a pitcher. And we'll go over that in later videos. There's a lot to cover, and we will get to it all in due time. I do thank you for joining us for this episode today. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Coach T, and this has been Behind the Ball.